those grand and daring visions of a life not yet lived, have a way of calling to us in whispers and shouts. We all have them, the deep-seated desires that make our hearts race and our spirits swell. But between the dream and its reality stands a vast stretch of effort, discipline, and sometimes sheer faith. Setting goals is not simply about writing down ambitions. It is about breathing life into them, about daring to stand at the edge of uncertainty and step forward with purpose. Achieving them is the art of persistence, a dance between patience and action, between knowing when to push forward and when to pause and reflect. The journey from wish to achievement is not for the faint-hearted, but for those willing to endure, to believe, and to fight for the life they imagine. There was a woman once who sat by her window, staring at the world beyond, wondering if she could ever be more than what she was told she could be. Her hands had known labor, her spirit had known hunger, and her mind had known doubt. And yet something inside her refused to be quieted. She had a dream, not a feeble passing thought, but a vision so bold it startled her. But she knew something most people forget. Dreams left untended wither like flowers denied water. And so she set a goal, and she made a promise to herself, to the world, to the very stars above her. You see, the thing about goals is that they require you to believe in something unseen. They ask you to shape tomorrow with the hands you have today. Too often, people mistake goal setting for wish-making. They whisper their dreams to the wind and expect them to return fulfilled. But dreams do not obey the wind. They obey effort. They require a map, a plan, a promise that will not be broken when the road gets rough. First, you must be bold enough to name your goal. Not in vague terms, not in quiet mutterings, but with the kind of clarity that makes your bones shiver. If you say, "I want to be successful," the world will not know what to give you. But if you declare, "I will write a book and it will touch lives," now the universe knows how to listen. If you whisper, "I want to be happy," happiness will slip through your fingers like water. But if you say, "I will build a life where peace is my foundation and passion is my path," now your feet know where to walk. Once your goal has a name, it must have a path. And this is where so many falter. They see the mountain but do not chart the climb. They dream of the harvest but refuse to till the land. A goal without a plan is like a ship without a compass, adrift, aimless, lost to the mercy of the tides. Write your plan, not as a single impossible leap, but as steps, small, steady, unshakable. Because mountains are not conquered in one bound, but in patient, persistent steps. And oh, there will be resistance. There will be moments when your knees buckle and your spirit wavers. The world is full of voices that will tell you to stop, to turn back, to settle for less. The hardest battles are not always fought in open fields, but in the quiet corners of the mind where doubt tries to make a home. And this is when you must remind yourself why you started, why you dreamed, why you promised. It will not be easy, and it is not meant to be. Growth does not happen in ease, but in effort. Diamonds are not formed in silence, but in pressure. And you, too, will have to endure the fire to shine. But if you keep going, if you take one step after another, you will find that the path beneath you begins to change. The impossible becomes possible. The distant becomes near. And one day you will wake up and realize that you are no longer reaching for the dream, you are living it. But do not stop there. The biggest mistake one can make is to think the journey ends when the goal is reached. No, the journey is continuous. The mountain you climb today prepares you for the peak you will reach tomorrow. Every dream realized should birth another. Every goal achieved should light the path to the next. Because the purpose of success is not to stop, but to inspire, to build, to lead the way for those who come after. And so, to those who dare to dream, to those who stand at the edge of their ambitions and wonder if they are worthy, if they are ready, listen closely. The answer is not in the stars. It is not in the hands of fate. It is in you. It has always been in you. The fire, the strength, the will, it is yours to claim. So step forward, not with fear, but with faith. Not with hesitation, but with the unshakable belief that you were meant for more. There will come a time when the weight of your dream will feel unbearable, when the road ahead looks too long, too steep, too lonely. You will wonder if it is worth it, if all this striving, all this reaching, all this aching will ever lead you to where you want to be. And in that moment, you will have a choice: to surrender or to stand, to shrink or to rise, to let the dream die in the quiet corners of your heart, or to fight for it with everything you have. And let me tell you something. Most people choose to give up. Most people retreat to the comfort of what they know, even if what they know is small and stifling. They let the weight of their doubts press them into submission, let the fear of failure whisper louder than the voice of possibility. But you are not most people. If you were, you would not be here, listening, searching, yearning for something greater. You would not have felt the pull of something bigger calling your name. So when the doubts creep in, when the obstacles rise like unscalable walls, you must remember this: everything worth having demands something of you. Success demands sacrifice. Greatness demands resilience. No one who ever achieved something extraordinary did so without pushing through the moments of exhaustion, without standing in the face of rejection, without finding a way when every door seemed closed. The world does not hand out victories. It makes you earn them. And the hardest part is not the work itself. It is the patience, because the results will not come overnight. You will plant seeds that take years to bloom. You will put in effort that seems for a time to go unnoticed. You will wonder if the universe has forgotten you, but the universe does not forget. The seeds you plant in discipline, in courage, in persistence will bloom when the time is right, but only if you keep watering them, even when you see nothing sprouting. It is easy to admire success from afar and believe it happens swiftly as if by magic. But there is no magic. Only work, only time, only an unshakable belief in something that has not yet materialized. And that belief is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Because the truth is, people do not fail because they are incapable. They fail because they stop, because they let frustration cloud their vision. Let setbacks make them believe they are unworthy. Let the world convince them that what they want is too much to ask for. But nothing is too much to ask for if you are willing to pay the price of effort, of time, of resilience. And make no mistake, the world will try to distract you. It will throw easy comforts in your path, tempt you with immediate pleasures that steal from your future self. It will tell you to take a break, to settle, to be content with what less than what you want. And sometimes that voice will, and in those moments you must remember why you started. Remember the fire that burned in you the first time you dared to dream. Hold on to it, protect it, feed it, because if you let it go, you will wake up one day and wonder where the years went. Wonder why you never gave yourself the chance to see what could have been. But let us talk about failure, because it will come. It is not a possibility, it is a certainty. You will try and fall short, you will knock and find no doors open. You will hope and be disappointed. And this is where most turn back. They take failure as a sign that they were never meant to succeed, that their goal was never meant for them. But failure is not a stop sign, it is a stepping stone. Every great success is built on a foundation of failures, of lessons learned the hard way, of resilience tested and proven. You must learn to see failure not as an enemy, but as a teacher. It does not come to break you, it comes to shape you. It is the sculptor that carves away weakness, the fire that burns away doubt. Each setback is a lesson, a redirection, a preparation for what is ahead. And if you listen, if you learn, if you refuse to let it define you, failure will not defeat you. It will refine you. And you must not walk this path alone. No one climbs to greatness in solitude. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who push you forward when you feel like retreating. Find those who see the vision you carry, who remind you of it when the world tries to make you forget. Because the journey will test you, and there will be days when you need someone to remind you of who you are and why you began. But be mindful of the company you keep, for not everyone will want to see you succeed. Some will try to pull you back, not because they are evil, but because your growth makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to confront their own fears, their own unfulfilled dreams. Misery does not like to be left behind, and it will try to keep you close. But you must not let it. Protect your mind, protect your energy, protect your vision. And do not make the mistake of waiting for the perfect moment to begin. There is no perfect moment. The stars will never align just right. The timing will never feel completely certain. If you wait for the world to give you permission, you will wait forever. You must start now with what you have, where you are. Do not underestimate the power of a single step, because a single step taken today is worth more than 1,000 steps planned for tomorrow. And when you take that step, commit to it. Half-hearted efforts yield half-lived dreams. If you are going to do it fully. Pour yourself into it. Let it consume you. Let it drive you. Do not dabble. Do not waver. Go all in, because the world does not reward hesitation. It rewards determination. And when the moment comes when you finally stand in the reality you once only imagined, when you look around and realize that what was once a distant dream is now your life, do not forget to look back. Look back at the version of you that once doubted, that once struggled, that once wondered if this day would ever come. Look back and thank them for not giving up. And then look forward, because there will always be more to achieve, more to build, more to become. The journey never truly ends. It only evolves. And so if you are standing at the edge of your ambition, wondering if you have what it takes, let me tell you, you do. The power, the strength, the resilience, it is already in you. It has always been in you. The only question is whether you will rise to meet it. The only question is whether you will dare to take the first step. There will come a moment when the weight of your choices will press against your chest like a storm that refuses to pass, when the effort feels endless, when exhaustion seeps into your bones, when the finish line remains hidden behind mountains yet to be climbed. This is the moment that will define you. Not the days when motivation ran high, not the easy victories that came without struggle, but this moment when everything in you whispers to stop, because this is when most people quit. This is when they turn back, tell themselves the dream was too big, the road too long, the goal too distant. And yet, just beyond that breaking point, just past that unbearable weight, is the breakthrough that separates those who dream from those who achieve. You must push past it. You must stand firm against the storm, against the voice that tells you to shrink, because the voice of doubt is a liar, and it will try to convince you that you are not strong enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. But it is wrong. You are enough. You have always been enough. You did not come this far to only come this far. When you take the first step toward your goal, you are setting something in motion that cannot be undone. The moment you decide that you want something more, that you refuse to accept anything less than what you are capable of, the universe listens. It starts rearranging itself to meet you where you stand. But it will not hand you anything easily. It will test you, shake you, demand proof that you are serious. Because if success came easily, if greatness required nothing but a wish, everyone would have it. That is why most people stop, not because they cannot reach their goal, but because they are unwilling to endure the process of becoming. They do not see that the pain is part of it, that the struggle is necessary, that the obstacles are not there to stop them, but to shape them. Every difficulty is preparing you, making you stronger, sharpening your focus, teaching you the lessons you need to carry into the life you are building. But you must learn to love the process, to trust it. You must understand that the small daily efforts matter, that every hour spent working in silence, every failure endured, every setback faced is building something within you. You may not see it immediately, but one day you will look back and realize that the very things you once thought were breaking you were actually strengthening you. The struggle was never against you. It was molding you. And let us speak of sacrifice, because that too will be required. If you want something extraordinary, you cannot live an ordinary life. You cannot waste time on things that do not serve your goal, on people who do not believe in you, on habits that do not push you forward. Every choice you make is either feeding your dream or starving it. And you must ask yourself, with every action, every decision, am I moving closer or am I moving further away? Because there is no standing still. There will be late nights and early mornings. There will be moments when it feels as if no one understands, as if you are walking this road alone. But remember this, every great story of success began with someone standing exactly where you are now, unsure, afraid, questioning. But they did not let those feelings stop them. They kept moving, kept pushing, kept believing. And that is what you must do. And you will need discipline, because motivation will not always be there. Motivation is fleeting, unreliable. It burns bright and then fades when the excitement wears off. But discipline, that is what will carry you when motivation disappears. Discipline is waking up early when you would rather sleep. It is choosing effort when you would rather rest. It is saying yes to your dream when distractions try to pull you away. But even discipline is not enough without resilience, because no matter how hard you try, there will be failure, there will be rejection, there will be days when you do everything right and still the results do not come. And this is when you must decide, will you let failure define you, or will you use it? Will you allow rejection to break you, or will you let it refine you? Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. It is the proof that you are trying, that you are pushing beyond your limits, that you are daring to go where others do not. And when you fall, and you will fall, you must get back up. Not once, not twice, but every single time. Success is not given to those who never fail. It is given to those who never quit. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who never stumbled. They are the ones who kept going even when they had every reason to stop. And understand this, the biggest danger is not failure, but comfort. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It lulls you into settling, into staying where it is easy, where it is familiar. It convinces you that your dream can wait, that you can start tomorrow, that good enough is enough. But it is not. You were not meant for a life of settling. You were not meant to watch others chase their dreams while you sit on the sidelines, wondering what could have been. You were meant to chase, to build, to become. And if you ever feel small, if you ever wonder whether your dream is too big, too impossible, remember this. Everything that has ever been accomplished by anyone started as nothing more than an idea. Every skyscraper, every book, every invention, every breakthrough began in someone's mind before it became real. The only difference between those who create and those who only imagine is action. Those who build do not wait for permission. They do not wait for the fear to leave, for the doubts to disappear. They act in spite of them. Do not wait. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. Do not wait until you feel ready, because you never truly will. Do not wait for someone to give you permission, because no one else can see the vision you carry. Start now with what you have, where you are. Take the first step, and then another, and another. And before you know it, you will be standing in the place you once only dreamed of. And when you get there, do not forget to lift others with you, because success is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to be shared. It is not meant to be a lonely mountain peak, but a bridge that helps others find their way. The greatest legacy is not what you achieve for yourself, but what you inspire in others. There will be days when you wake up and feel the weight of everything pressing against you, the doubts, the struggles, the exhaustion of carrying a vision that only you can see. The world will not always understand why you push so hard, why you refuse to settle, why you chase something that has not yet materialized. And that is the hardest part. Continuing to believe in something that has not yet taken form, moving forward when there is no guarantee, trusting that every ounce of effort is building something even when the evidence has yet to appear. This is where most people stop. This is where the excuses begin, where people start telling themselves that maybe they were never meant to achieve what they wanted, that maybe the dream was too big, that maybe life is just easier when you stop fighting for more. And life will always give you reasons to stop. It will give you distractions. It will give you obstacles. It will give you people who do not believe in you. But your belief must be stronger than all of it. You have to decide again and again, every single day, that your dream is worth the effort, that your goals are worth the struggle, that no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you fall, you will not stop. Because if you are waiting for the perfect time, for an easy path, for a sign that everything will work out exactly as planned, you will be waiting forever. The truth is, nothing will go exactly as planned. There will be detours. There will be moments when you feel lost, moments when you wonder if you are even moving in the right direction. And yet, even in those moments, progress is being made. The steps may be small, the movement may be slow, but as long as you do not stop, you are getting closer. And do not expect people to always understand. Some will doubt you because they cannot see what you see. Some will discourage you because they gave up on their own dreams and cannot bear to watch you chase yours. Some will try to pull you back into comfort, not because they wish you harm, but because they fear what will happen if you grow beyond them. Do not let their fears become yours. The ones who succeed are not always the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most connected. They are the ones who refuse to give up. They are the ones who show up day after day when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one believes but themselves. They are the ones who work in silence, who perfect their craft, who take every setback as a lesson rather than a reason to stop. And when the success comes, when the dream becomes real, people will call you lucky. They will say it must have been easy, that it must have been meant for you all along. They will not see the nights you spent doubting yourself, the failures you endured, the sacrifices you made. They will not know how many times you almost quit, how many times you questioned whether all of it was worth it. But you will know. You will know every step you took, every battle you fought, every moment you chose to keep going when you could have stopped. And in that moment, when you finally stand in the life you once only imagined, you will understand why the journey had to be difficult, because the struggle was what made you ready. The obstacles were what made you strong enough to hold on to the success when it came. If it had been easy, if it had been handed to you, you would not have been prepared for it. So do not resent the struggle. Do not curse the process. Every hardship, every failure, every delay is shaping you into the person who will be able to handle what you are working for. Because a goal is not just about reaching a destination. It is about becoming the person who is capable of sustaining that success once it arrives. And success is not a one-time event. It is not a finish line. It is a process, a way of life. Because once you reach one goal, you will set another. Once you climb one mountain, you will see another waiting in the distance. There is always more to learn, more to achieve, more to give. The ones who remain at the top are the ones who never stop growing. But do not forget, in all of your striving, to enjoy the journey. Do not become so focused on the destination that you forget to appreciate where you are right now. Every step forward is worth celebrating. Every small victory matters. Too many people spend their lives chasing the next thing, believing that happiness will come when they finally achieve a certain goal, only to realize that the joy was in the process all along. Take a moment, even now, to acknowledge how far you have come. There was a time when you only dreamed of being where you are today. There was a time when you were stuck in a place you thought you would never escape. And yet here you are, stronger, wiser, closer than ever before. So do not keep playing small. Do not let fear keep you from stepping fully into the life you are meant to live. You have one life, one chance to leave your mark, to create something that will outlive you. Do not waste it. Do not wait. The time to act is now. And when you finally reach the place you have been working for, when you look back on everything it took to get there, you will understand that every struggle, every sacrifice, every moment of doubt was worth it, because you will know without a doubt that you earned it, that you built it, that you fought for it. Nothing will ever take that away from you. There will come a day when you stand in the very place you once only imagined, when the struggles, the sacrifices, and the long nights of doubt all make sense. You will look back and see that every challenge was shaping you, every setback was strengthening you, and every moment you chose to keep going was building the foundation of your success. So stand firm in your vision. Trust the process, even when the results are not immediate. Keep moving forward even when the road is unclear, because success is not reserved for the lucky. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. You were never meant to settle, never meant to live a life of limitation. You were meant to rise, to create, to achieve. And now it is time to step fully into your greatness.